Welcome back. One of the lingering memories I still have of the Calgary Olympics 4 years ago was the appearance of Katarina Witt in a studded leather jacket and skating to the beat of Michael Jackson's Bad. There was nothing bad about it, of course. It was really wonderful. It was figure skating's Olympic Gala night, when all the skaters shrug off the tensions of the previous fortnight and perform for the sheer pleasure of it. Well, it was the same last night here in Albertville, and beginning the proceedings was France's Surya Bonaly.
Here's the French favorite, fifth in the women's competition, and many here in France felt she deserved to be on the podium. Surya Bonaly.
Well, certainly a crowd pleaser. There's no denying that Surya has the ability to go out there and entertain an audience. And here at the exhibitions, that's exactly what these people wanted to see. It's exactly what she delivered.
And they're starting to stomp their feet here at the Olympic Ice Hall. Certainly a skater of the future at age 18, but the future is somewhat clouded by the coaching controversy and the rift between her coaches Didier and Annick Gagaway and her mother, who seems to want to take control of her career. And let's hope they sort all that out for the betterment of Surya. All in all, though, she's handled the pressure of skating in her home country rather well. Fifth place in the dance competition. Here are Stefania, Calegari, and Pasquale Camerlengo. And we saw this in Lausanne, and it is a real crowd pleaser. By the way, we're not sure who the other two skaters are.
it's certainly nice to see someone who's given some thought to putting together an entertaining show program. So often, skaters dedicate so much time to their competition numbers that they don't allow themselves the enjoyment of putting together a number like this, which is obviously a lot of fun.
Showed through in their free dance the other night and also showed through here today. This team really enjoys what they're doing. They love to have fun and they love to please the audience.
Fourth place in the men's
here's a guy
category.
that will try and steal the show.
Bowman.
His nickname, Bowman the Showman, fourth in the men's category, Christopher Bowman of the United States.
Well, having been a child actor, Christopher certainly knows how to entertain an audience, and I think we never really fully anticipate what he's going to do because he comes out with something new every time he skates.
I'm just a bad boy. La, 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 la,
And the music rather appropriate.
I think this was written for him.
dressed up in fancy clothes. I have taken the trouble to blow my bubble away. Bad boy, la 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 la. Life is just a bowl of cherries. I've taken the trouble to turn my night into day. The hot blazing sun will hurt my head, 'cause you'll always find me right there in the shade. I can see all the folks there all laughing at me, 'cause I'm just naturally crazy. Bad boy, la 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 la. All dressed up in fancy clothes. I have taken the trouble to blow my bubble away. Bad boy.
Well, there's a tattoo of a devil on his shoulder, and the caption reads, "Nobody's perfect." He is the bad boy of skating, but he is a great performer as well.
And doesn't he know how to G up an audience? More Gala figure skating after the break, featuring Eisler, Brasseur and Kerrigan. It all hang out here at the Olympic figure skaters in that now traditional evening they call the Gala night. And next to celebrate their Olympic experience are the Canadians' bronze medalists from the pairs competition, Isabelle Brasseur and Lloyd Eisler.
Olympic bronze medalists from Canada, Lloyd Eisler and Isabelle Brasseur. Silver medalists at 2 World Championships, only to be beaten both times by Olympic gold medalists. Gordieva and Grinkov in 1990 and Mishkatunik and Dmitriev in 91.
Here she comes, wearing a wig hat and shades to match. Got her high-heeled shoes and an alligator hat. Wearing her pearls and a diamond ring. Got bracelets on her finger and everything. Devil with the blue dress on. She's the devil with the blue dress on. Lord have mercy. Devil with the blue dress on. Devil with the blue dress on. Hey, wearing a perfume, Chanel number 5. Got to be the finest girl alive. You walk real cool, catching everybody's eye. You got the blue lover, they can't say hi. Not too skinny, she's not too fat. She's a real humdinger and I like to ride back. Devil with the blue dress on. She's the devil with the blue dress on. Hey, I say now, devil with the blue dress on. Yeah, the devil with the blue dress on.
Tonight in the long program.
Brasseur and Eisler. From the United States, the Olympic bronze medalist, the world bronze medalist in 1991, Nancy Kerrigan. And her mother, who is legally blind, Brenda, along with her father, Dan, are watching from a corner of the ice rink, and Brenda can see images on a TV screen if she is looking right up at it, and you can see her watching her daughter performing at the Olympic Gala.
You who I cradled in my arms, you asking as little as you can, little snip of a little man.
Nancy skating to a beautiful piece of music from the Broadway play Miss Saigon.
You didn't ask me to be born. Why should you learn of war or pain? To make sure you're not hurt again. I swear I'll give my life for you. I've tasted love beyond all fear.
I'm sure there will be quite a homecoming at Nancy's home rink back in Massachusetts. With both her and Paul capturing medals at these games, it's certainly going to give them reason to celebrate.
Comes the bronze medalist in the men's championship. Not Charlie Chaplin, but Peter Barna certainly does Chaplin better than most.
Well, this is a very well-known number for Peter, and certainly a real crowd pleaser. But Peter has admitted that this will be his last season as an amateur competitor. And this is the kind of material that one has to start working on if the aspect of professional figure skating is in his future.
When you talk about a bright future, here's a couple that certainly applies. Oksana Gryczuk and Evgeny Platov of the unified team, 4th in the dance competition. But with the 3 groups ahead of them, 3 couples ahead of them considering retirement, this could be the #1 couple by '94.
Well, the most talked about aspect of this couple is their speed and flow. No one else in the dance competition covered nearly the amount of ice with the speed that this couple did.
Paul, Alexei Machine mentioned the other day that there may be 9 or 10 couples in the Commonwealth of Independent States that could have placed in the top 5 of this Olympic competition. But this may be the team of the future of Jenny Platov and Oksana Gritschek.
More Gala figure skating a little later. Joined us, then you show great timing because it's Gala night for the figure skaters. And next to strut his stuff, the men's silver medalist and possibly the biggest surprise packet during the Olympic competitions, the USA's Paul Wylie.
United States of America.
One of the most popular performers here in Albertville, the Olympic silver medalist, Paul Wylie of the United States. Some felt he should have been wearing gold.
Well, I spoke to Paul last night, and he said he is still floating around. He can't quite believe that he has won a silver medal at the Olympic Games.
Why does Saigon never sleep at night? Why does this girl smell of orange trees? How can I feel good when nothing's right?
And like his teammate, Nancy Kerrigan, Paul is also skating to a piece of music from the Broadway play Miss Saigon.
You don't give answers to your friend. Just questions that don't ever end. Why, God? Why today? I go here on my way. There's nothing left here that I'll miss. Why send me now a night like this? Who is the girl in this rusty bed? Why am I back in a filthy room? Why is her voice ringing in my head? Why am I high on her cheap perfume, Vietnam? Hey, look, I mean you no offense, but why does nothing here make sense? When I went home before, no one talked of the war. What they knew from TV didn't have a thing to do with me. I remember the outshore Saigon is corrupt. It felt better to be here driving for the embassy. 'Cause here if you can pull a string, a guy like me lives like a king. Just as long as you don't believe anything. Why, God, why this face? Why such beauty in this place? I like my memories as they were, but now I leave remembering her. Just
Well, this was to have been Paul's last amateur competition, and I can think of no better way than to have gone out the way Paul Wylie has. For so many years, it was a lot of rap against Paul that he couldn't deliver 2 performances in the same event. He did it here, and to go out in this position is like a dream come true.
Bronze medalists in the ice dancing competition still haven't made it to the gold medal podium, but they are champions. Maya Usova and Alexander Zulan. And they are planning to change their style next year, but won't disclose which way they'll go. But it sounds like they're going to continue competing.
Well, as if competing at these Olympics wasn't enough pressure, it's been interesting to watch the media try and get many of these skaters to commit to what they're going to be doing in light of the fact that there will be another Olympic Games in just 2 years. And for those of us who have skated at an Olympic Games, this point in time is no time to be put under the gun to decide your future. It's an opportunity now to just sit back, relax, evaluate what you've done, and then set your new course of action.
Quatrième dans la catégorie dames.
Fourth place in ladies category.
Tonya.
Well, it was a tough week for Tonya Harding, the former world silver medalist. But she certainly can ignite an audience with her tremendous athletic ability.
Well, I think Tonya can take some inspiration from Midori Ito's performance here at the Olympic Games. Midori showed that with the technical prowess that she has, she jumped onto the podium. Tonya has to take that home and realize that if she could do the same, she also could get herself back up on the podium in 3 weeks' time in Oakland.
Olympic gold medalists in the pairs competition, the adversaries of Brasseur and Eisler, who looked vulnerable when we watched them in the European Championships in Lausanne, but they put together two marvelous programs here.
And this is their original program that they're skating, that we saw almost 2 weeks ago now. Well, it certainly was their short program music with a number of changes incorporated to make it a little bit more entertaining for the audience. But they've showed with their unique positions in so many of their moves why they are the Olympic gold medalists.
Outside of the Duchenes and Surya Bonaly, I can't think of another skater here who performed under such tremendous pressure than Midori Ito. And she put that all behind her Friday night to win the silver medal in the women's competition.
Let the stormy clouds chase everyone from the place. Come on with the rain, I've a smile on my face. I walk down the lane with a happy refrain, just singing, singing in the rain. Singing in the rain.
once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly over the rainbow, wide and wide. If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh, why can't I?
Well, you need the sun to come out to see a rainbow, and with Midori coming from the land of the rising sun, it was nice to see it come out and shine on her here at these Olympic Games, because for her, the silver medal certainly did shine around her neck on the podium.
The new Olympic men's gold medalist, Viktor Petrenko of Odessa, Ukraine. Somewhat apologetic about his performance in the long program, but his time really had come. Over the years, he's been a great competitor, and he's a great entertainer as well.
Well, so often we have seen a skater from behind the former Iron Curtain attempt to do Western music. Perhaps because of a lack of cultural understanding, it doesn't always work. Victor doesn't have that problem. I think he absolutely loves Western music. We've seen him do a number of different selections in the past couple of years, and I think he's hit every one of them spot on.
Victor Petrenko. Christy Yamaguchi, she thrilled us all with her gold medal winning performance in the women's figure skating singles. Now she's out to win hearts as well as minds as we return to the gala night at the Olympic Ice Hall.
Dans la catégorie dames, elle est championne olympique.
In the ladies category, here's the Olympic champion.
Voici Christy Yamaguchi, États-Unis d'Amérique.
The Olympic queen of Albertville from the United States, the gold medalist, Christy Yamaguchi.
Well, for Christy having to sit here, for all the ladies having to have sat here in Albertville for the better part of 2 weeks before they got to compete, they are certainly, as I'm sure we're going to see her, enjoy the opportunity to just relax and have fun out here.
Hier, vous n'étiez pas peuplière d'âme, le ciel vous comblait, votre foulard de soie flottant sur vos épaules, vous aviez le beau rôle, on aurait dit le roi, vous marchiez en vainqueur au bras d'une demoiselle, mon Dieu, qu'elle était belle. J'en ai froid dans le cœur. Eh bien, voyons, Milord. Souriez-moi, Milord. Mieux que ça. Un petit effort. Voilà, c'est ça. Allez, riez, Milord. Allez, chantez, Milord.
Well, for Christy, the World Championships are going to be something very special because she goes home to the greater San Francisco Bay Area to compete in Oakland, her hometown, and after having accomplished what she's done here, it gives her one more thing to get truly excited about.
Well, I'm not sure if she'll be able to come down from this by then.
Elena Betsky, Denis Petrov, équipe unifiée.
Olympic silver medalists in the pairs competition. The husband and wife team of Elena Betsky and Denis Petrov of the unified team.
Well, for Elena and Denis, this competition was a big step forward for them because they have had confidence problems, especially her in a big competition like this. and they finally had an event in which both programs went quite well.
Out here this afternoon are not moves that you would see in a long program competition because of the fact that they are illegal. But what I'm continually amazed with this team is that they always come up with new things. They're very creative, very innovative, and always fun to watch.
Overshadowed for many years by Alexander Fadeev, but influenced by two former Olympic gold medalists, Robin Cousins and Brian Boitano, and most of the fans watching have seen this program before.
Well, Victor is one of those skaters who is able to bring the audience into his routines, and I think that if he does decide to turn professional after the World Championships, he has a great professional career ahead of him.
Nevertheless, he says he will compete in Lillehammer in '94, even though he will turn pro. Well, Odessa is a southern resort area in Ukraine, and I think he's got a little Southern California in him.
Either that or he's had the satellite dish pulling in MTV to pick up all those moves.
Well, the Duchenes were forced to scratch from the Gala performance because of Isabelle's illness that she had to deal with during the course of competition. Here are the Olympic gold medalists: Marina Klimova, Sergei Ponomarenko in the dance competition, bronze medalists in '84, silver in '88, and they climb to the top of the podium here in Albertville.
And here we will have one more look at their gold medal winning performance, their free dance.
Winning the gold medal, they said that there was a mistake made last year at the World Championships in Munich that they will try and correct this year in Oakland. So they're going to Oakland to regain their World Championship. Marina Klimova and Sergei Ponomarenko. Well, she certainly has been riding a wave. Last March in Munich, her first World Championship. This January, her first National Championship. And Friday night, her first Olympic gold medal.
You mentioned coming down from this event, Barb. She is at a somewhat of a disadvantage in light of the fact that the pair skaters have been finished for a week and a half and have had that opportunity to come down off their Olympic high and set their sights on getting ready for Oakland, whereas Christy and the rest of the ladies don't enjoy that extra week and a half.
Olympic champions here, I'd have to say that Christy was the one to handle the pressure best. And if you remember Katarina Witt, that was something that she was very good at. And by winning 2 Olympic medals, I'd have to say that Christy would have a chance at winning another Olympic medal in 1994.
Paul, they're the Olympic champions, the world champions. Overall, how does this pair compare with previous champions?
Well, I don't think it's often fair to compare directly. I think what's important to acknowledge is the fact that this team has the ability to capture an audience, and all Olympic champions have that ability.
Somewhere in your heart, I don't care where it might be. One little word may not mean so much to you, but one little corner would be enough to see me through. Somewhere in your dream, let my lips come close to you. Though they're only dreams, someday they may all come true. Is it so much to ask for such a tiny heart? Won't you find a place for me somewhere in your heart? Somewhere in your dream, let my lips come close to you. Someday they all come true. Is it so much to ask for such a tiny heart? Won't you find a place for me somewhere in your
Olympic gold medalist Natalia Mishkatunik and Artur Dmitriev. Their coach Tamara Mostina has said that she has been grooming them for professional ranks, but their eligibility for 94 hasn't been decided yet.
Midori Ito.
Well, I can almost guarantee she will not be competing in 1998 in Nagano, but she has already played a large role in the games being there. She spoke to the IOC in the bid by Nagano.
And now I'm all alone again. Nowhere to go, no one to turn to.
And this is a piece of music from Les Miserables.
The city goes to bed.
It really sums up what it is for a single skater out there, because the title of this piece is On My Own.
Pretending he's beside me. All alone, I walk with him till morning. Without him, I feel his arms around me.
was certainly a very familiar piece of music for this French audience. But I have to say, it was just really nice to see Midori out there. She looked very relaxed with all the pressure of the week over with.
Early in their career, they were overshadowed by Torvill and Dean, then Bestimanova and Buchan, and even in the last few years by the immense popularity of the Duchenes. Nevertheless, I think they earned the spotlight that they received here.
Well, they certainly are a couple that have the element of dramatics. And in the ice dance, it's one of the most important attributes a couple can have, because you have to capture not only the imagination of the audience, but that of the judges as well. And this team does it quite well.
Well, there was a lot of talk because of the fact that they had left their coach who had coached them for 15 years, that would they be able to get back to their form from the past years. And I would have to say that this year they looked better than they'd ever looked before.
They're great, but I thought they might have loosened up a little bit. New costumes, maybe a new soundtrack. But what they do extremely